Hi everyone. My name's Avni. I am the climate change coordinator from POBL, and I'm also managing EU JTF's grant from POBL's end. All right. So before we start, I just wanted to let you know that there are a lot of EU JTF's support events that we will be hosting. We have events in January. We did one on Monday itself, which was a launch webinar. I hope some of you did attend it. The next round of events, two more events, will be held in February before the closing, which is the 22nd February. So the events will be held on 9th of February as well as 13th of February. These events will provide you an overview of the funding available under the EU JTF Communities and Enterprise Grant Scheme. It will outline the detail of the eligibility criteria as well as provide information on the various timeframes within it and program requirements. We will request you that you register for these events on our website so that you can gather more information on what is expected out of this grant. Now, as Terry has already said, the EU JTF fund, the overall aim of this fund is to enhance the attractiveness of the territory as a place to live, work, and visit. It prioritizes the generation of employment for former peat communities by investing in the diversification of the local economy. This priority provides a unique opportunity to reconnect the territory's communities to their local natural assets while delivering new jobs and economic opportunity. The focus of the scheme is on funding projects which are aligned with their relevant local economic community plans and regional enterprise plans in the territory, and also meet the EU JTF categories, which are broadly categorized under three different thematic areas called green, smart, and social territories. More on this can be found in our application guidelines, so please do read through them when applying for this scheme. Under LECP, the project, if you are applying, if your project is aligning with LECP, please prioritize the actions with one of the following goals under the LECP. They are climate action, health and well-being, economic development, community and local development, as well as integrated and ongoing activities. Now, again, Terry has already showed you this map. These are the 8 counties under which the scheme is being implemented, and we are covering all of them again, with except for Galloway, Tipperary, and Kildare, where only 2 or 3, 1 or 2 municipal districts are being covered. Now, eligibility, funding, and timelines. So there are 3 different types of organizations which are eligible for funding under this grant. One is community and voluntary organization or not-for-profit organizations, social enterprises, micro, small to medium-sized organizations. The definitions for all these 3 eligible organizations is again available in our guidelines, so please go through them. The funding period for this grant is June 2024 till 31st March 2026. The maximum funding available under this grant is 300,000 euros, and the minimum is at least 50,000 euros. Now, the scope of initiatives that are applicable, we have 7 different scope of work under which you can apply. The first one is innovation in energy and resource efficiency. Basically, the funding will be to support development of new products, processes, or organizational innovations in the areas of energy and material efficiency, zero carbon heat, low embodied carbon buildings, nature restoration and regeneration, nature-based solutions. The second is circular economy. Here, the funding will support innovative approaches that prevent products and materials from entering the landfills, create local jobs and economic opportunities in the circular economy. We're also supporting training and upskilling, where the funding will support upskilling and training of existing roles in advance to advance the green transition, the bioeconomy, circular economy, and nature restoration and regeneration. There is retrofit readiness, where we support the management and coordination of specialist expertise to renovate or upgrade an existing building to improve its energy efficiency, reduce its carbon emissions, and lower its operating costs. We also have digitization and connectivity to support, which will support digitalization and connectivity to open new employment opportunities. And there's bioeconomy. Projects will be supported that develop new products, processes, or organizational innovations, including bioeconomic innovations. Nature, restoration, and regeneration. Here, the funding will support communities in urban and rural areas to improve the biodiversity of habitats and species. Freshwater restoration, protection of hedgerows, tree planting, and the development of natural spaces in urban areas. Finally, the last is renewable energy and heat networks. The funding here will support feasibility studies for heat networks within district heating systems, communal heating systems, using renewable and or waste heat resources. Now, this is the eligibility criteria. Again, this is available in the application guidelines. So we will encourage you all to read through these in the guidelines. The most important bit is that you need to upload your completed application on the MyPobal portal. A lot of information again on how to access MyPobal portal, and the links are available both on the website and the guidelines. It is important that the projects either are delivered in the EU JTF territory or they benefit the EU JTF territory. Now, there are specific eligibility criteria for CVOs, NGOs, and social enterprises, and then there are specific for micro, small, and medium-sized organization. So for CVOs, the applicant must meet the definition of community and voluntary organization or social enterprises, again, as outlined in the guidelines. The applicant organization should be registered with Company Registration Office in Ireland or the Registrar of Friendly Societies in Ireland, and they should provide the numbers for the same. We have the application form within which there are columns where you can fill this. The applicant organization may be a company limited by guarantee or a designated activity company or a cooperative. CVOs and NGOs must be registered with the charities regulator in Ireland. It is not mandatory for social enterprises to be registered, but for CVOs and NGOs it is. Finally, the applicant must use the application form available on the MyPobal portal and the process outlined herein by the closing date and time. The applicant must demonstrate how the project is aligned with the relevant themes within LECP and REP. This is also important. We have a question on this in the application form. So please make sure that you detail out on it. Now, these are some of the key dates. We launched the grant on 12th of January. We have a PAU registration process through which I will take you through, and for new organizations, the deadline to apply for PAU registration is 2nd of February. So please get on with it as soon as possible. If you are a new organization, we have 3 events. One was held on 22nd January. One will be held on 9th of February. It will be updated on the website, so please make sure that you go there and register. And the third will be held on 13th of February. The application window closes on 22nd February. We will notify you of the decision on your application by May 2024, and the project should begin from June 2024 till 31st March 2026. Now, the application process. Quickly, I'll take you through the application process so that you know what to do, what are the steps involved in it, and how to go about it. Application window has opened on 12th of January. The second step is that you download the guidelines and you review the eligibility criteria if your organization is eligible to apply. The third is that you register a PAU. If you are a new organization, you need to register a PAU to start your application. This is only for new users. If you are already registered on our portal, then please go to our grant page and download the application form from there, as well as a lot of additional templates. There are templates available on the website as well. So if you do not find a template on the MyPobal portal, then please refer back to the website. You will find the portal. You will find the documents there. Attend the events that are going to be held. Register for them. Again, the links are available on the website. Upload a completed application form by 22nd February. This is important. We unfortunately will not be accepting any application forms after 22nd February. Appraisals will be held between February and April 2024, and we will notify you of the decision in May 2024 so that the projects can be started from June onwards. Now, the PAU registration process, and this is specifically for new users. To register as a primary authorized user, which is PAU, for your organization, you need to register as a MyPobal portal user via the link on the website. Please note the PAU must first set up before any secondary users can be set up on the portal. So the PAU has to be a CEO who can set up the who can set up on the MyPobal portal for your organization, and after it is approved, the CEO can then add secondary users who can start filling the application. Once you've entered your details and verified your email, you can log back in and continue registration. Please note you will have limited access to the portal until the PAU registration process is complete. So the registration process from our end also takes 2 to 3 working days. So please allow yourself sufficient time to do this, like to complete this process as soon as possible. And then once we also complete it from our end, you'll be able to access it. You will need to complete the PAU authorization form by entering the names and email addresses of 2 board members. Please ensure their email addresses are entered correctly, as they will receive an email to approve your authorization. In the rare event where there is only one board member available to sign the authorization, an existing senior person, such as the company secretary or the company financial officer, can be its second signee. Once these are both digitally signed by the board members, you will receive an email confirming your approval as a PAU. There are videos available on our website again on how to register for PAU. So please go through them so that you can understand the process and you can complete it as soon as possible. Now, the eligible cost. The funds available are 300,000 euros, as mentioned already, and the contract end date is 31st March 2026. 4 types of cost are eligible under this. There's direct salary costs, so salaries, travel and subsistence, and recruitment of direct staff employed in the project. Direct project cost, so training cost, professional fees when you hire, cost of technical expertise, and marketing and publicity cost is included. Within equipment and capital cost, you can include new IT systems, equipments, extensions, and renovations. Within indirect costs, a flat simplified rate of 7% of the total direct cost is applied to the eligible costs. Now, again, this is not an exhaustive list, so please see the guidelines for more details. Now, we will be reviewing the application based on some expected project outcomes and indicators. So these are the 2 outcomes from which you can either select one or both of them, and you need to report on them. So we have a results-based framework template available on our website that needs to be mandatorily filled in by the applicant. You need to decide which one of the outcomes meets your project. So one outcome is creation of new sustainable employment, and the second is development and delivery of skills, learnings, or social inclusion programs that contribute to meeting an identified skill gap necessary for economic development in the region, enable people to return to work, take up new roles, or to remain in employment. And against that, you will be reporting on these outcome indicators. Finally, your application will be scored on these 5 selection criteria. There is meeting the horizontal principles, organization governance, sustainability, value for money, achievability, and meeting the program objectives. We have questions on this in the application form against which you will be scored. A lot of detail is again provided in our guidelines on this. The minimum overall quality threshold for the project is 60. If the applicant organization has issues on organization sustenance and governance and sustainability, they will not be recommended for funding. If your project scores 0 and any of these selection criteria, again, they will not be recommended for funding. And any application that receives less than 59 or 59, they too will not be recommended for funding. Some final tips for the applicants. Please relate information to the eligibility and selection criteria. They both are important, and have questions on them in the application form. Please use plain English as much as possible. Please be concise and succinct. Plan sufficient time to gather and complete the application form. Once the applications are open, prepare to submit your documents. Don't leave it to the last minutes. Go through the document checklist and prepare your documents in time so that they can be submitted on the deadline. And submit your application by the closing date, which is 22nd February. No forms will be accepted after that. Thank you so much.